football playoffs are set, as you might know, but the announcement of the 4 teams that are competing for the season's championship came with a whole lot of controversy. And as it seems with everything in this world, there's politics involved here. By the way, it involves the University of Alabama. Stirewalt here to break it down. This is a big deal.
This is a big deal. Now, you're happy with how things are turning out here because you went to the University of Michigan.
Number 1 seed.
And they're the number 1 seed. Now, you're probably unhappy about it because they're going to have to play Alabama, and Alabama's been on a hot streak. So the idea today is to explain to you, gentle citizens, why you might care about this. Because unless you're, and let's face it, the overwhelmingly male population of these United States, why do you care, if you're not a devoted college football fan, why Florida State didn't get into the tournament and Alabama did? I'm going to disclose for you my predilections up front. Nick Saban's from West Virginia. We're being hosted by the University of Alabama. My tie is reflective of my bias here in the fact that I'm very happy that Alabama's in the tournament. It was a heck of a game with Georgia. But here's the problem. You know how I said that it's dudes mostly who watch college football and who are interested? Well, guess who else? Republicans. A lot of Republicans. This is a high salience Republican issue, and a lot of college football fans are inside the Republican Party, and we're here in Alabama. Okay, so if you're Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, theoretically the executive in charge of the state that operates Florida State University, you need to have an opinion about it. So he did, because people feel very strongly about this. And he complained bitterly. He said, what we learned today is that you can go undefeated and win your conference championship, but the College Football Playoff Committee will ignore these results. Bitter. He's bitter, Blake. He's a very bitter person when he's talking about this. And then sensing an opportunity, Donald Trump piled on quickly thereafter, sharing the bitterness, but attacking DeSantis. Florida State was treated very badly by the, quote, committee. He's giving them scare quotes. They became the first Power 5 team to be left out of the college football playoffs. Really bad lobbying effort. Let's blame DeSanctimonious. Okay, and then Rick Scott, the Florida senator, came in, and he piled on into this too, grousing about this as well, and we're going to have hearings, and we're going to make people do this. On Wednesday, when this debate goes down, who would you most want to be sucking up to? You think about this. So you're going to have these candidates on stage. The exact number still not announced. You're going to have these candidates on stage. You're going to have a hall packed with Alabama fans. Who are you going to want to be sucking up to, Florida State or Alabama? I think that there's an opportunity, whether it's Ramaswamy or Haley or somebody else, to be roll tiding up there pretty hard and let Ron DeSantis hang out with the Seminoles.
You think that could happen?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'd do it. I'd Pat McAfee the heck out of this place if I got the chance. You think you're not going to get a big roaring cheer in that room if you roll tide? I'd roll tide if I was Nikki Haley.
Stirewalt breaks it down. I know we're in Roll Tide country, but the other half of my house is Florida State.
Oh, that's
they got hosed. They got hosed. Full stop.
ACC's weak. ACC's weak, Berman.
So what about the politics of this, Julia, Dan, Ashley? I'm of the position Florida State got hosed, but there you go.
You know what's so interesting? I'm so glad Chris took that segment because I know nothing about sports. Ashley and I were like frantically asking Dan, what do we say? What is this?
And we really don't know if we care.
We don't know, but I think
here's what you guys need to know. Here's what you need to know. The ACC is a weak conference and did not deserve to be in the playoff, even though it was undefeated. That's your takeaway.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go blue, but I'm not sure how that plays in
Dan
these
does
parts.
have a good comment on this.
I do. Stirewalt, I want to agree with this, but I think it's less about sucking up. But remember when Paul Ryan in 2012 could not articulate whether he was going to vote for or root for Ohio State or Wisconsin in a game because he was in Ohio at the time? Folks want to see real fandom. Just be a fan. That's the best way to get this across on the stage tonight.
Be who you are. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that.
So then what happens if DeSantis gets in here and faces the wrath of Alabama fans?
I'd lean into it. If I was Ronnie D, I would lean into it and be like, I'd make a joke out of it. I'd laugh about it. I'd say like, oh, you know, I want your vote even if
By the way, as a household of Florida State, half Michigan, half Florida State, there ain't no joking about
Well,
what
but you got off
happened.
easy. You got off easy because if you had to play, if Michigan had to play Florida State, you'd have been in a lot more trouble. This way you can just commiserate. You can say, oh, honey, I wish. If only, if only, if only.
If only, if only. Well, thank you for watching. And make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.